Likutei Halacha, Silchos Kriyat Shma Halacha. Here we are holding in the middle of Sifyud Tes. Zeh Bchinas Masa Menorah. This is the construction of the menorah. Shekulo Mikshor. It was all of one piece, all of a piece. Ad Yercho, Ad Pircho Mikshori, until all the way through the base of the candelabra. It was of a piece. It is made of a single brick of gold from top to bottom. All the buttons and all the flowers. Everything is made of one piece. Until Moshe Rabbeinu, found it extremely difficult how to do it. So, because Baruch Hu told him, throw the gold bar into the fire, but the menorah come out. And the entirety of the candelabra. That's the totality of the illumination of the Torah. It is all of a piece, all one piece. Really, it is self-made. It's what they call spontaneous combustion. It comes of its own. It is not possible for a human being to make it. It is very, very difficult for a person to wake up to what is Hashem for himself. You still have to do the menorah, from here. That's why it was very difficult for Moshe to do it. That particular secret of the entire awakening to Kadosh Baruch Hu can only be done by itself. So, but you have to do it. But you can't do it because it's done by itself. So this is a mystery that belongs to the 50th gate of Bina. That Hashem we will receive on Sunday. Right? It's Hashem. Ha 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 ha. You know what I'm saying? Ha ha ha. That's what I said. Ha ha ha. שבאמת הכל ממנו יזברך. Everything comes from קודש ברוך הוא. אף על פי כן צריכים רק יסוירוס ורוצה ותשוקה לאמס. We need an awakening and will and yearning to the truth. זה נחשב ליסוירו שלנו. It is considered our own awakening. ועל כן כל הקרובס הקטוירס היה בשעס הדלוק עושה מנוירה והטובוס. When was the incense? When was it brought? During the time of the preparation and the lighting up of the candelabra. כמו שכוסו בעטיבו הסנeiros יקטירנו. When he is, when he's preparing the candles of the candelabra, then he would bring the incense. When Aaron, lights up the neiros, this is what is going to happen. Kiktoyres, the incense, shehi ike b'chinas tshuva. This is the essence of tshuva. Ki echad asar samanei aktoyres, the 11 kind of incense. Machnin sito de moisa, they defeat the side of death. Kol asitrin ocharani, all the powers of the other side. Umalin akdusho imkei aklipos kayidua, and it elevates the sparks of kedusha that fell from the depth of the klipos of the husks. Shezeu ike b'chinas tshuva. That's what it means to do tshuva. It says in Kisva Arizal, a person should be very careful to say Ketores with great kavanah. And it'll be very efficacious, be very advantageous and helpful in doing tshuva. The incense is an aspect of tshuva. But you cannot get that unless you have the aspects of the candelabra. So what? Shubchinas Amiras Tehillim, which is the candelabra is constructed by saying Tehillim. Shekol Yachad Yisrus of the Tasa, Vitarus of the Elo, Bekesher Miflo, that combines together the illumination from awakening from above and the awakening from below. It's impossible to grasp Bichlal at all. And this was the Chai Yasod in the mystery of the complete Geula through the menorah, through the candelabra that he saw. And he said on the Haftorah Ba'alos on Shabbos Chanukah, Raisi menorahs zov kulo, I saw a candelabra completely of gold, v'gulo roisho, and an oil tender of gold, a bowl, which is, in other words, there was an extra reservoir, a round bowl filled with oil on top of it to feed the candelabra. And the gulo al roisho, as Rashi said, lo bechai v'lo bechoch ki beruchi, and he says, not in strength, and not in power, and not in wisdom, but in my spirit. This entire Indian, you see, the main tshuva, which is the crux of the Geula, that is the harbinger of the Geula, is lo bechai v'lo bechoch ki beruchi, not in force, not in cleverness, but except in my ruach. Everything comes from a Kodesh Baruch Hu. Everything is told in that particular aspect. That the illumination of the 50th gate of comprehension, which is beyond the world today, will be open. Shesham, over there, the 50th gate, the beginning and the end, the awakening from above and the awakening from below, they are all one. With this, Yazoicha through the saying of the Tehillim and his Baidadus and speaking between you and the Kodesh Baruch Hu, talking to him. Tamid, whatever will be, will be. Even though a person knows that he's not hacking it. That's like it's a joke. It's like come on, let's get real. It's like it's like even though you know that this is an unbelievably profound mystery which is not possible to fathom. Because it emanates from the 50th gate that is bestowed on the 7 candles of the candelabra, which each one is comprised of 7. Shiva Mutzokos, when he talks about the candles, he says 7 solid, solidly cast. So Shiva means, in other words, this is the secret, the mystery of the 7 weeks that you count before the 50th gate, which is Shavuos. All this is included in saying Tehillim that includes the 50 gates of Tshuva, which is our Tshuva to Kodesh Baruch Hu, and Tshuva Kodesh Baruch Hu to us, combines them together, and everything is one. And this will bring B'ezrat Hashem the Geula Shleima through Mashiach Tzidkenu, which is David HaMelech, and that's the remez of the Geula. That's why he hinted about the entire Geula in my menorah, in the construction of the menorah. It is very, very important to understand. Okay. This Indianness is, even though you're not Yotze, you can hack it. A person can fall in a real true Aver. Well, I know. Real Averes. can be serious affairs. You have to come to Kodesh Baruch Hu, you know, with the oils, the fat still dripping, you know, from the mouth. And say, Rosh Hashanah, and you feel like, how can I possibly do this? How can I say this? Well, I have to. But how can I say this? How can I possibly come to Kodesh Baruch Hu after soiling myself? And not only this, I know I'm going to do it again. The whole thing is a joke. Нет. Никогда. It's not a joke. You have to know that which you fell, or that I fell, to remind me that I have to do tshuva. You know, we're taking these shortcuts. It's okay I speak with women. It's okay that I do this. It's okay that I... It's okay. You know, it's a shortcut. You know, it's like nothing's going to happen. Okay, so... Nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. Suddenly, boom, you bang your nose into the wall. Into the glass door. The glass door. You thought, what is it for? What is it for? To teach you, there are consequences to everything. Wake up. But there's another lesson. There's another lesson. About that thing which, I will do it again. It's not necessarily that you're going to do it again. It may happen, but it's not necessarily so. What is necessarily so is that you're going to stand by the Nisayan again. And you'll have a choice not to do it. Be mischazik yourself not to do it. It still doesn't solve the problem, you know, from the get-go, from the bottom. You have to make some major decisions and but in the meantime you should know, yes, it is very possible that I did something, it's very possible, I know, I did things that I should not do. And chas v'chalel, it might happen again, yes. But it also will happen that I will have the time to do it and I won't do it. And it's a gewaltige schar for them. And I'll ask Kadosh Baruch Hu in the meantime to let me do a root canal. So I should be zeicha to do a root canal to really eradicate the problem from you know, from the shirish, from the root. There is such a thing. There's such a thing. I mean, you're not going to rob a bank, right? You know, you're not going to start using crack suddenly, but you're not in that. I mean, there's a root canal that you're not into these things anymore. Shem Yazor, Ad Kan, Yechos Krias Shma, Halachot, Be'ez Hashem.